everybody. So I told you I would talk to you today about the 5 pop rock vowels that I teach and how they are utilized. So I break them up into 3 groups, basically. Your lower, what we would consider call belt vowels, or like yell belt vowels, or however you want to call it. That's your and your Those are the vowels that you're going to find among your 80s rockers. I'm thinking in the terms of like, I love rock and roll. More open throat, more forward jaw. Those 2 vowels will only go up so far before you have to use the blender vowel, which is ah. I will say that the ah, I have found, is arguably the most important vowel shape for a pop rock singer to get, because it does allow them to come out of, and it's important for mixing. So if they are an and they've got to get up, the learning to blend in the ah is what's going to get them there. So for example, I went to an ah. Now, I kept the idea of and I kept thinking and I kept sort of shaping but got blended in on the inside. Let me do that again. So I'm going to start from and then let's say I was doing some sort of like vocal pop slide up. I'm going to slowly mix in so that because if I don't, here's what happens. And it's not going to happen. So I've got to blend in that okay? You can also, so most of them will blend to that. You can also blend in from So like is one, like if you think, I teach them like it's like vomit jaw. Again, it creates more space in the throat because the jaw is coming forward and it's a little bit dropped, and it gets a fuller sound. So then I go to which is like Celine Dion land. What's also happening between to and to is I feel a shift from oral twang to nasal twang. And so the good thing is, if they can do that, the listener to the pop rock is still going to perceive that they are staying in what we consider speech or call or belt quality, and they can do this in a way that is helpful. And the other reason I teach these vowels this way is that is low tongue, which is going to pull the larynx down a little bit and also drop jaw. And then is higher tongue, wider, more mid jaw. I could teach them the breakdown of all of that and get really complicated, or I could just teach them to go from and they sort of naturally will do all of those shifts. The one you might have to point out to them is the high tongue, which brings me to the final vowel, which is the bright E. And the E is the one I teach. I will have them play around with holding their dentures up in the back. So it's like, can they say, and if they can't feel it, I have them say the word yuck. So when they do that, they're pushing the tongue up against the back of their teeth, and they're in that E. That's the E for like the end of Love on Top, like when Beyonce keeps on going up. You're the one I love, you're the one I need, you're the only one I see. And then she takes it up. You're the one I love, you're the one I need. So it's all about that E that gets them in that position. So to recap, you have your big belty ones, which are your and your Your can, I'm sorry, your and your Your can blend into, your blends in and becomes your and your goes up and becomes your And then for your really crazy, ridiculously high belt, that's your E with the tongue up in the back. I'm going to post a link to some singers that I categorize as singers in each of these. And what you will find, by the way, is that most singers have one or two primary shapes that they go to. And matter of fact, inside whale, after I teach them these vowels, we will deconstruct and I will go, what kind of singer are they? And they can pretty consistently go, they're an ah singer, they're an singer, they're an singer, or they're an singer that blends in ah. Once they learn to hear it, they actually can deconstruct it pretty quickly, and then they're able to recreate and move that belt into a place that that they can map it, which I'll talk a little more about how to now, once you learn the tools, take it and remap accordingly. So stay tuned for later this evening for some artist examples of and e singers. All right, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks.